going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky, I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I've got a good one. This is a longer clip, so it is going to be a premiere instead of just a release. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is Judge Simmons out of Lansing, Michigan, landlord tenant case. And we got a slumlord. It's not good. It's not good. The condition of the property is bad. Everything about this entire case just screams, why are you living there? This tenant should have gone a long time ago, but took the guy to court, and this is the hearing. Hope you guys enjoy it. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your junk kick backflips. Let's go.
On the record in the matter of Rodwell versus Bragg 24-05086, Council King.
P86242 Alliance on behalf of Tenants, Ms. Stinson and Mr. Bragg.
State your name for the record, sir.
My name is Kristen.
Okay. And your name, sir? Your name, ma'am? Tamara Stinson. Okay, today was the date set for hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. Council, did you all come to resolve this at all?
We did not, Your Honor, but I do believe that there are several issues of habitability. There's also a failed safety inspection, failed health inspection that Mr. Bragg did not come through and make the fixes for. My clients, since they live in such squalor, have not paid their rent because they put them on notice about the issues that they were having. They still haven't been fixed. This, may I approach the bench?
Yes.
This inspection is from March, and May was when he was supposed to make the fixes. They still have not been made currently in the home.
Okay, so there's a defense or a proposed defense of habitability? Is that, okay. You can have a seat. You can proceed with your case.
Okay, yeah, the inspection that was done, that we've made several attempts for them.
But you first need to establish that you have a right to an eviction for a non-payment of rent. The inspection issue is their defense. You're to establish your case if they owe you rent.
And the only rent we received was April. May.
So the last time you received rent was April?
Was May.
I'm sorry, when did they move into the property?
They moved in April.
Of this year?
Yes, I have the lady.
I need you to speak up louder, number
Oh.
one.
Oh.
It's very hot in here. I don't know if you noticed.
I'm sorry.
I'm wearing a robe. And you might be okay with your coat on. I'm not okay with this robe on. I had to turn the fan off because your voice is so low and I'm still struggling to hear you.
Okay.
So I need you to use your outside voice so that I can know what you're saying. They moved into your property when?
In the month of May. No, April.
April of 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and how much is the rent?
The rent is $850.
Okay, and so they paid April rent?
They pay April rent and May rent.
They paid May rent? And then you're saying the last time you received rent?
Yeah, was May.
May of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And so
I have the ledger.
you have a copy of the ledger? Thank you. And you provided a copy of this to their attorney?
Okay.
This is for the address of what? What's the address?
The address, that's Lake Lansing Road.
What's the address?
That's 1103.
See?
Yes, one.
Okay, in Ingham County?
Yes, one.
Okay, and so I see that they paid rent, you said April 7th, $850 was paid,
Yes, one.
and then May 9th, 2024, $450 was paid,
Yes, one.
and then on the 26th of May, $400 were paid.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then no other payments were made, is what you're saying?
Okay, no, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other information that you wanted to provide?
Yeah, it's just the complaint of the fixing of things. They have not been letting us, so I thought they want to move in. There's 2 units. We're taking care of the upper one. We never have problem with that.
What unit do they live in?
What?
What unit do they live in?
The down one.
Do these units have numbers on them?
Yes, this is it. Yes.
What unit do they live in?
1103. The other one is 1103 half.
How does the city number it? Do they number it unit 1 and unit 2?
Normally we have it. I forgotten the way they put it. It's A.
A?
Yeah.
So they number what, the A and B?
What we do here is just half. That's what we do in our legislation is half.
Okay. Oh, so for example, the paperwork that you have here, does it say a unit number on it?
Okay. No. Yeah, it is mentioned, yes. Unit 1103 half.
And a half?
Yes.
That's their unit?
Yeah. No. That's the upper one. Their own.
Upstairs, they live on the first floor?
Yes.
Okay. And so you have a valid rental certificate?
Yeah, that one's expired before this is for inspection.
You have a valid rental certificate for where they live?
No, they are waiting for the.
Let's say yes, it's just a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Do you have a valid rental certificate? Yes or no?
Okay, no, because it's expired.
Oh. When did it expire?
They're waiting for this.
When did it expire?
That should be. I think what it was registered for inspection.
I didn't ask you that. What was my question?
I forgot that.
You forgot my question? When did it expire?
I forgot when it expired.
You don't even know? Did it expire in April of 2024 or before then?
I believe, because I believe within that time, I'm not quite sure. But normally
So you have no clue, you have no clue when it expired? You just move people in here
Okay, no,
and you don't know? Is that correct?
I believe that it's still active.
I'm sorry?
But normally when it's about to expire, we register it for inspection.
Okay. You registered for an inspection when?
I forgot. I don't have to.
You forgot when you registered for an inspection? This is not going well, huh? So how are you supposed to sustain, you can't give me any evidence if you don't know? Any other evidence that you want to talk about? They said that there's habitability issues. If you can't even tell me when the inspection or the rental certificate expired, then that's not helpful for you. When were you supposed to have some inspection issues addressed? When was that?
Yeah, the thing's supposed to have been completed by around May, but we've done the upper one, but we couldn't have access for the down one.
You didn't have access?
No, I've made some request for them to let me so that we can take care of it. Yeah,
Okay, so you did upstairs, but you didn't have access to downstairs?
I will try to cover access.
Why didn't you have access?
No, we try to let them if they can to let us in.
You tried to do what? I'm sorry?
To try to see if we can have access.
Okay, and they wouldn't give you access?
We can't have a data communication so that we can be able to come in. So we thought that we will
Since April? You've not been able to get access?
around from the month of May, we try to.
Since May, you've tried to get access?
Yeah, I've called them on several occasions.
What days did you call them?
I can't remember.
You can't remember? How many times did you call them?
I'm sure of maybe up to 5 times.
You called them 5 times since May, but you don't remember?
May might be almost 2 times because the other person that I have was the other person, not the one I have their contact was.
I don't know who that is. You filed this eviction. I only know their names because you put their names on the eviction. I don't know who the other persons are. Who is the other persons that you contacted? Why are you looking at them? They're not gonna tell you.
Okay, that with them in the house.
I'm sorry?
That with them in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, you spoke to that person?
Yes, I called several times because it's the one that mainly in contact.
Is this person on the lease?
Um,
Do you have a copy of the lease?
I don't have it with me, but I have their name.
What is their name? Ask what their name was.
We have Brad, William, and the people we have on the list, Brad, William, and Stenson Tamara.
Okay, Ms. Stinson is present.
All right, I am really happy that Judge Simmons is kind of translating this conversation for us. This guy has a pretty thick accent. It's kind of hard to understand him. I'm getting most of what he's saying, but not all. But I will tell you, this guy seems clueless to be a landlord. Just wait till you hear the facts of the case, though. Wait till you hear the condition of the apartment. That's when you're going to start asking questions.
And then you said Brad Williams? You spoke to a Brad Williams?
I think you said Bragg Williams.
Oh, Brad Williams?
Yeah.
Maybe I think there was this thing. I thought they were there because there was another person that was staying with them.
Okay, sounds good. So you don't know who you spoke to? You don't know who you spoke to in May?
I spoke with him in the month of May. Then I
And asked for you asked for access to the property, and they said no?
So it was said that there was said that they're going to call, they're going to reschedule.
Okay, and so when did they reschedule for?
But he does never get back. That has been very a bit run ups and down. And I travel on the month of that was month of March. I was out of the country.
But you were not even talking about March, we were talking about May.
May. Okay, sorry.
Okay, you called them in May is what you said.
Yeah, I
You
called
went
them.
back and forth, and then what happened in June?
In June, I think another time was in July that I called because we have.
What about June? Because that's where I am. I'm still in June. What happened in June?
Okay, I can't remember if I called them.
Can't remember about June. Okay. And what about July?
July, I called again on July because we did some work also in the upper one. We completed this.
How many times you called in July?
I can't remember.
Can't remember how many?
Yes,
More than 2?
yes, more than 2.
Did you all schedule a date for you to have access on that?
I didn't schedule because I was trying to see their schedule to fit in.
You didn't schedule because you were trying to see when your schedule could fit in with theirs?
Yeah.
Okay, but you had a notice from code compliance?
Yeah, the notice that I have, I'm waiting for this so that I can complete those ones so I can.
Okay, and what about August? What happened then?
The August time, I believe I called in August, but I can't remember. I told them maybe one time.
September.
September, I didn't call September.
What was the inspection for? What is this notice you have there?
It's just normal rental inspection.
Just a normal rental inspection?
Yeah, rental inspection.
Oh, okay. Any other proofs that you have that support that they owe you, rent? How much are you saying they owe you?
That should be that's for 5 months rent.
At $850?
Yeah,
Does your lease provide for a late fee?
yes, but if they pay for this one,
I'm sorry?
it provide for the late fees.
Okay, so you're seeking $4,250, or did you add a late fee?
If this one can come out,
You said if they pay that, you'd waive the late fee?
yeah, or even make a payment arrangement.
Okay, got it. I understand. Anything else that you believe is evidence to support that they should be lawfully evicted for non-payment of rent? Okay, you can have a seat, sir. Mr. Tyra.
Well, Your Honor, As previously stated, I think that, well, I'm in knowledge of Ms. Stinson and Mr. Bragg having several serious health violations and habitability issues during the course of the stay of
Who
this.
do you want to call them as for testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you want to call?
Ms. Stinson.
Ms. Stinson? And when you get to the stair, just raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Proceed to question your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Stinson.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Tamara Stinson,
Could you spell your first name for us?
Tamarra.
Thank you. How do you know the plaintiff?
I know him because he's a landlord. He works at the downstairs apartment from him.
Okay. What was the address for the residence that you lived at?
1103 Lake Lansing Road.
Okay. Can you tell me how you came to live there? Like, what what was the process like?
I came to live there really. I really didn't even know what happened to us. Somebody connected him to us. We paid deposit and then we moved in.
Mhm.
That's how I really.
Do you know about when that move-in was?
It was in, I believe, April.
Okay.
April this year.
And at the time when you first moved in, did you guys make an agreement on how much rent would be and how you should pay it and all that good stuff?
Yeah, we made an agreement that rent was $850 and the late fee was $20.
You said the late fee was what?
$20.
Did
Put down.
Okay. Did he tell you when you had to make that rent payment by before the late fee accrued or anything? Or was it just, in
We
the
pay
month?
rent every month.
Okay. Can you describe generally for me what the residence was like when you first moved in?
It was okay, but it really wasn't like living like family.
I'm gonna show you something that's been marked as Exhibit B.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. You have to get her to mark the exhibits.
Right. Can you explain to me what you see in this picture? Can you tell us about it a little bit?
This was him when we moved in.
This was there when you moved in. Can you
Yes.
tell me what I'm looking at?
It's a board outside the window. At first I thought the window was broke. I don't know if they just kind of, I thought they were gonna take it down. But it's just a board, a cardboard nailed to the window.
And are you still getting bugs or rodents even though there's that board there?
Flies and all that, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, where's this? What window is this?
This is
This is the window to our kitchen. So this is in our kitchen, the back. So you can't see out the back window. To see the back, this is the window in the kitchen.
Okay, and so there, you said there's a cardboard?
Yes, it's like a like board, like wood. I don't know what type
Okay.
of cardboard wood it is, but it's on the window.
Okay, so the window's boarded up from the inside or the outside?
The outside.
Okay.
I do have this picture as well, Your Honor, to show.
Any objection to their admission to that as an exhibit?
Yeah, Your Honor, that is right. What happened was,
No, I didn't ask you what happened. I asked you if you objected to that as an exhibit.
okay, what I'm admitting that is body.
No, you can object if you believe that it's not accurate or it's not, you don't know how the picture was taken. It doesn't accurately reflect what that window looks like. That's when you can object. This is not your time to explain what happened. You'll have time later to explain your side of that window, okay? But now I'm just asking if you had any evidentiary objections to that exhibit. And it does not sound like you do.
No, because I know that it was bodied.
You know it was what?
It was bodied, but the windows, everything is cut. It's all like.
Okay, that exhibit is admitted. You can publish to the court.
I have another one, Ms. Brown. Just to refresh again. Just take a look at that and tell me what this looks like, what it is. Can you explain that picture for us?
Okay. This picture is the sink in the bathroom. When we moved in, it was leaking real bad, like real bad. We couldn't use the bathroom to take it off until one of these screws twisted it a little bit and stopped leaking like that. But this is under the bathroom sink.
And what is that substance that's near the bottom where the wood is looking a little bit warped?
It looked like mold all around it. Yeah.
I would like to publish the exhibits report.
You want to admit, what is it marked as? Exhibit?
Exhibit marked E.
This is a defendant's exhibit E. Did you have an objection
All right.
to
Yeah, I
defendant's
wish we could
exhibit
see
E,
what-
Mr.
Yep, that's what happens when you rapid click. I wish we could see these exhibits to see what exactly they're talking about. But I go back to my first question. Why are you living there? I hope you saw the place. Her explanations was, yeah, we just gave a security deposit and then we moved in. Yeah, when it's that easy, there's a reason it's that easy. There really is. And also, the defendants, the tenants, got a attorney. The landlord's doing it himself. Doesn't usually work well that way.
Rabu?
Just an objection. You're gonna get to explain it.
Do you know what it is?
I know that when they moved in, none of this thing was here.
Okay, but are you saying that's not the sink in your house? Is that the sinking in the home, in your home? Okay, well, we're gonna admit it in the interest of time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It can be published to the court.
Now, Ms. Bragg, I think the court has seen a few different instances of some pretty not okay things.
Yeah.
And were there any other maintenance issues that you guys had?
Yes, the venture in the bathroom, we can't turn it on because the lean system is in there.
What's in the bathroom that you can't turn on?
It's like, like a vent.
The
like
vent
in
fan, you
bathroom,
said?
yes. So
Okay.
it's planted off, we can't turn it on because it makes a loud noise. Like it don't work. It don't work at all.
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I can't hear what you're saying.
You gotta speak up and try to remember not just a lot of things, we need some specifics. What else?
It's up besides the floor something. That's about it.
You said the floor is doing
Yeah,
what?
it's like it's not straight up. It's not no straight floor like this. It's like leaning a little bit.
It's buckling, maybe?
I believe so. If you want to call it that, it's like it's not up. It's leaning.
Where's this located?
This is located really around the house, in the dining room, in the living room. Like if you put something on the floor, it'll roll the way it's slanted. But yeah, that's what it is.
Have you had any issues with heater, appliances, stoves, anything of that nature?
Oh yes, the stove light. You can't use the bottom stove. You can use the top stove if you click a lighter to it. But the bottom stove, where you press it to make pizzas, that don't work. The stove part, like, don't work at all. You can't use it. And did that.
Whoa. They have a bottom stove that you make pizzas? So when they say bottom stove, I'm guessing they have two different compartments. The bottom stove is generally a broiler, but what is this to make pizzas? I'm getting. You know what? I'm not going to assume. I hope that what I'm thinking is correct, but yeah, to make pizza, I hope you're not making pizzas in your boiler. I really hope that's not what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. No, I got to make one more comment. I'm guessing she's saying it's to make pizzas because it's smaller and it's yeah. I can understand why you think that's a pizza oven, but if that's what I'm thinking, yeah, that's not a pizza oven. That's a broiler.
Yeah.
When you say bottom stove, are you talking about the oven portion?
Yes.
Okay. So the oven doesn't work and then you have to light the pilot for the stove?
Yes, you gotta light the top of the stove for it to use again.
So it's a gas stove?
Yes.
Any issue with water, heat?
Bathroom. When you turn the faucet to the hot water, it is barely water come out. Hot water don't work, period. Hot water ain't work since we moved in.
In the whole home?
In the whole home. The downstairs, when we do that, hot water ain't work since we moved in. We have to go somewhere else to take a shower.
Okay, thank you. Has the city, this is gonna sound like a silly question, but has the city ever sent anybody over to inspect the residents?
Yes,
Okay, why?
that's fine. Because we really needed an inspection for that house. We were saying that some things was off, but we can put our things to it.
Mhm.
So we had an inspection done with the house. And I was trying to get help with rent anyway,
Mhm.
to help with rent. So they said, like, if you get denied for inspection stuff, then you can try to get help with rent. I seen the inspection thing and we definitely got denied from that house.
Now,
Oh, don't you worry. I'm not going to gloss over the mistake that I just made. Yeah, I bottom stove. Yep. I wasn't thinking the oven. I was thinking the entire range. But she just called her oven the area where you make pizzas. So I was wrong. In an apartment that I lived in years back, we did have two compartments, and the bottom compartment was the broiler, and it was just, I mean, it was probably maybe 1.5 feet in total height for the broiler, and then the rest of the oven was the regular oven. So that's what I thought she was talking about. But she just referred to her oven as the areas that she makes pizzas. Okay, let's keep going.
has the, while you guys have lived there, has the property ever had a red or a pink tag that
Yes.
you know of? Can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit about how your understanding of that?
First when we moved in, it was like a sticker on the window, a red sticker on the window. I really didn't know what that was until I tried to get mail sent there. And they said the property was red tagged that my mail couldn't get sent there. And then we walked up to the house to see this red paper on the door. It said something about $5,000 some dollars for property tax and something about foreclosure hearing on this property in February 2025. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Thank you. Did it look like this? Okay. Do you mind if I approach you on?
No problem. I just have a quick question. You said this is for the witness.
Yeah.
It said the red sticker was on the window when
Yeah,
you
it was
first moved in?
Yeah, I seen it on the window, but it's like somebody tried to, peel it off the window. So it's still some there, but it's really not there. Like somebody tried to break it off.
Okay, so that was in April? Thank you.
Look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Where'd you find that?
On my front door.
This was on your front door. When did you find that on your front door?
I found this on my front door, I believe, like a couple months ago. I just walked up to the door and it was in a plastic bag on the front door on the handle.
Okay. I would like to pose this to the court for the record, if that's okay, Judge.
It's been marked as what exhibit?
Exhibit F.
Could you show Mr. Robin? Any objection to that as an exhibit?
This one is foreclosure for this, it's just for tax, property tax.
It's admitted. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Noir, said that you guys, the last rent payment that you made was in May. To your best recollection, when was the last time you guys made rent payment?
Because we really don't talk to him, we talk to his wife. He don't handle business, his wife handles the business.
Okay.
You have proof of that payment?
I do not.
How do you make your payments?
In cash.
Excuse me, where are you talking? You make payments in cash?
Yeah.
To his wife?
Yes.
And they don't give you a receipt?
No.
Why are you talking to?
So that my wife,
You have every right to call whatever witness you want, but you can't talk when it's their turn, okay? See.
Have you ever let your landlord know what issues were going on throughout the course of you living there? He claims
Yes.
that you guys were
Plural
not
time.
able to let him in? Do you ever remember him asking to be let in, asking for access to the unit, asking for access to the property? Did he ever follow through with that ask?
He asked me one time, his wife actually called me to get let in to fix the hot water tank.
Mhm.
Wasn't nobody there at the time.
Mhm.
So I told her to come on back. She never called me back since that. We told him that we had problems with the water when we moved in. Then somebody came and started working on the heater downstairs. We really wasn't worried about the heater because it was summertime, but we needed water. And they didn't come and fix the water. They just was focused on the heater downstairs, and they barely got that to work.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Nwabu, do you have questions for this witness?
The question I have is you mentioned that you never have, since you moved in, you don't have hot water.
Never had hot water. That the bathtub don't work.
To the best of my knowledge, hot water is working. The person upstairs using hot water.
Is this a question for her?
Yeah, that's one of the questions because I was surprised about.
Oh, no, your question is if the people upstairs have hot water?
Okay. No, it's just that she mentioned there's no hot water.
I get it, but you're only asking her questions. I'll give you a chance to give your statements, but right now I'm just asking if you have questions to ask her.
Have you informed me that you don't have hot water?
Yes. I told the wife.
I never have knowledge. And normally, each time, if we have anything on.
Mr. Nwabu, we just went through this at the last question. What are you doing right now? Asking her questions. Any more questions for her?
Okay, come on.
Thank you for now, Your Honor.
Okay, you can be excused.
Okay.
Any other witnesses, Mr. Tyra?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, let's see. You wanted to give some further testimony or call more witnesses, correct? Well, share what you wanted to share that you kept trying to share when you was asking her questions first.
Okay, Your Honor, what I wanted to say, like hot water, they mentioned that they don't have hot water.
They mentioned it to you prior to today?
No, it's today that I'm hearing it again.
Okay.
When we have problem of hot water, it was taken care of. And the person upstairs, he cannot stay without hot water because they use one water.
When did they tell you that they didn't have hot water?
I can't remember. There was a time we had that I think that was the water heater was fixed.
Okay.
And it was taken care of.
When was the water heater fixed?
I can't remember what.
Who fixed it?
That was done. Mechanic.
Who did it?
The mechanic was done.
Who is the mechanic that did it?
Yeah, it's a mechanical person.
What's the name of the mechanical person that did it?
Okay, that was Dan Hazel.
Dan?
Yeah,
okay, and he installed a new water heater?
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. What? Who did it? Well, the guy who fixed it. Okay, well, who was the guy who fixed it? The guy that I called to fix it. What who is that? The mechanical guy. What is his name? Dan. Oh, this is so painful. This is so painful. It's kind of funny.
It was the water heater was there. It was either the pilot was going out.
Okay, so he serviced it.
Service it.
Do you have a receipt for the service?
I don't have. I can check for the receipt, but it was taken care of.
Today's the date for the hearing, and let you either have it today or you don't. Do you have a receipt, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see. And then what was the other issue you wanted to address?
The other issue they mentioned about the concerning the foreclosure things, we're making payments.
This issue?
Yes. Well, normally we take care of those taxes. We never have any issue to taking care of.
Okay. Just to be clear, Exhibit F is a notice of show cause hearing for judicial foreclosure, not a city red tag farm. That's what you were explaining, correct? Okay. Any other information you wanted to share before you call your witness?
Other one was when this concerning the window that was ordered, the one for this thing was people they kept on before breaking the glass. But
Who
that
kept breaking the glass? Someone kept breaking the glass?
yeah, but everything is working well.
When would, this was before they moved in?
Before they moved in.
Okay,
So
so,
set my mind to them.
okay. So you came later to remove the board? Did you ever remove the board off the glass?
No, not a good move. I can take it off. There are so many.
That they're getting insects and rodents in the house.
No, they never mentioned any of that. I never have any knowledge of.
You didn't have any knowledge of
No,
insects and
I
rodents?
take care of that.
Okay,
I don't have any of this. Even they mentioned about this cabinet. We have the cabinets were new cabinets. We have both kitchen. One.
You're saying this was a new cabinet?
The cabinet we had there was new cabinet. So I don't
When were they installed?
What is John?
When did you have the cabinet installed?
The cabinet, the one that I don't know, I'm not sure of but for the kitchen one was installed, I believe either the month of either February or March.
In March?
March.
This is the kitchen cabinet?
No, that's the bathroom.
This is the bathroom. When was the bathroom cabinet installed?
Bathroom cabinet, I've forgotten whether it was new one. But this thing is not the experience we had when they moved in. That one was clean and it's clean.
So you're saying that this was fine, and then after they moved in, it's only been less than 6 months this happened?
No, we cannot just see this kind of thing.
You can't see, you can't do what?
I don't have can't believe that this thing is there.
I'm not asking if you believe that this is there. That's not what I'm asking you. I can't believe that people live with this either, but that's not what I'm asking you. I asked you, when did you replace it? You don't have any pictures of what it looked like when they moved in?
Okay, no, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other information you want to provide?
No, Your Honor.
You can call your witness.
All right, there was about a 20-minute break for him to. I think he actually physically called his witness. He had to call her into the court. But yeah, there was a long recess. Luckily, every once in a while I do edit things out. So, all right, we're gonna move on. Yeah, this guy is terrible at keeping records, and he was taking cash as rent. That's probably to avoid any potential issues because he doesn't have a renter's permit. He can't legally rent this unit, and he's not proving that he can. This is all about if this place can be rented or not. And yeah, the tenants actually had a right not to pay because of the conditions they were living in. But again, why were they living there? For everything they've listed, the window's broken, their tub doesn't work, they don't have hot water, the place where they cook pizzas they can't use. I mean, having to actually light the pilot lights on your range, that's going to get annoying pretty quickly. But working in a kitchen for so long, I mean, they go out all the time. I mean, that just kind of says the gas is low. They needed to actually call the gas company. It should have been the first call, not to fix the hot water heater. But it sounds like they have an entire building. It sounds like they need to just renovate this entire building. All right, let's keep going. We still have about 20 minutes left of this hearing. It doesn't get any better, guys. It gets worse.
What's her name?
Gloria, move.
You can come up, ma'am. You gotta come this way. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you can have a seat, please. Please state your first and last name.
My first name is Gloria Nwobu,
Spell your first and last name.
Gloria. My last name is Nwobu.
Mr. Nwabu, you had questions for her?
Did you receive any letter from, I'm sorry, the month they mentioned they made payment on month of July.
I did not receive any payment in month of July. I met them. They said they are asking for help for the payment.
You said that They asked for help, you said,
that they are trying to get help for
in July?
in June, July. around-
Any other questions?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, are you the person that they talk to give their payments to?
Yes.
How do they pay you?
They pay once through Cash App when they move for security. Then they pay you through one. I think their mother-in-law. That's what that give me cash,
Okay,
and then this is what I give the receipt.
you gave a receipt?
Yes.
When did they pay you through Cash App? So when they moved in?
Yes, that was April 5th
Okay,
for the security.
and so the payment in May, you said was in cash?
Yes.
Do you have receipts for their payments or a copy of their receipts?
This is one of them.
Show attorney, Mr. No, you have a seat. He'll come to you.
Okay, sure.
Correction, Your Honor.
This is the one building. This is another one. Building in the same name. Building 400.
Are you saying those are the only payments that they made?
Okay. Any objection to her showing those to the court as exhibits?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, Yolanda, can you get that done, please? Thank you. Okay, so did you give them a receipt for April or just May?
I gave them the receipt for April.
Oh, okay, but that's not what this is. This is just a May receipt you're showing me? I see a receipt May 9th for $450. But did they make another payment in May?
No, 2 payments, yes, in May.
Okay, but you're only showing me one receipt. Is there another receipt?
Yeah, it's there, it's there.
Goes from May to. Okay, I do see it here. It's skipped. May 26th.
Yeah.
For $400. You can grab that back. Any other questions for Mr. Nawabu?
No, Your Honor.
Did you have questions for this witness?
You said that my clients made a payment for me, but I did not see the April payment in there. You said that you have a receipt from Cash App.
We paid April 7th.
Mhm.
That's when they moved in.
Okay.
That's the one that we put in the list for moving in. That was they gave 500 from April 5th in Cash App for security to move before they moved in. So but they gave 700 and 850.
Okay, so they gave you 500 April 5th and then.
No,
April 7th.
850 April 5th.
850 they gave you.
Yeah. And April 7th, 850.
So they gave you 850 for both April 5th and April 7th.
And that's for security and rent.
You said that's a security fund. So okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Nwabu, you may be excused from the stand. Any other evidence today? Okay, you can make argument. I know what his argument is. Ma'am, you can have a seat. You can make your argument.
Your Honor, it is my belief that because of the severity of the health issues that they have had to deal with, which includes mold in the bathrooms, no access to hot water, issues with the furnace, and the road issue that they've had to deal with. I believe that they are due a full rental abatement, if this court so finds fit. We would also ask that you make a judgment in favor of the defendants for possession, as well as dismissing the case.
You have anything you want to say, Mr. Marble?
I don't know what I wanted to say. Yeah. We did all that we could under normal listing. If they would have what access for the ventilation. Then, if you are on or looking to whatever, where you just run it out. But the important thing for me, if they want to stay, they're supposed to make payment for it and let us stay so that whatever they need to be done.
Yeah, I remember earlier when I said sometimes I edit things out. Yeah, not always.
wanted to
Apparently,
walk
I decided to pause that video halfway through it. Well, more than halfway, but okay. Sorry about that. Let's go.
They're supposed to do what?
If they just give us access to take care of what needs to be taken care of and making payment towards the rent.
Okay. Have you any other argument other than that, sir?
Not for now.
Okay, I've heard, you can have a seat, sir. Both your testimony, your wife's testimony, and testimony from one of the tenants, Ms. Stinson, in the argument of her counsel. You indicated, sir, that this is a breach of a landlord-tenant agreement for non-payment of rent, that there has been no rent paid since May of 2024. And that the tenants now owe you a balance of $4,250, not including late fees. The tenants indicate that they don't believe that they lawfully should owe you rent because of the conditions of the property. The conditions indicated today involve issue with a boarded up kitchen window, which the testimony was that there were insects and rodents entering into the property. There was the defense exhibit B admitted to support that testimony. And then there was defense exhibit E of a sink, which was testified to be the bathroom sink that is clearly molded, and the bottom of that sink is has deteriorated and it's kind of buckled due to the moisture. And it appears that there's even some dark black moldy substance on the actual piping. And then there's a broken paint tray under that pipe as if it were there to maybe gather some water. There was testimony that the vent fan in the bathroom was not working or in working order, that there was an issue with the floor, the dining room and the living room floor. It's not clear what that issue is, and I'm not sure if those issues would warrant habitability issues because I don't know what they are. The testimony was that the tenants were not able to use the stove without lighting the pilot, and that the oven had an issue that they never were able to use the oven, that the bathroom faucet barely released water, that they never had hot water from the time that they moved into the property, and that they have had to take showers outside the house elsewhere. They testified that there was an issue of a red tag to the property, and that they were unable to get their mail forwarded there when they first moved in. they've admitted an Exhibit F. However, Exhibit F is not a red tag. Exhibit F is a notice of a show cause hearing for judicial foreclosure for lack of tax payment. However, there was also testimony that this unit lacks a valid inspection sticker and lacks a valid certificate to be a rental. And I questioned you extensively about that once I had that information. And you could not give me any information as to when the certificate was last valid, when you were supposed to have an inspection. Your estimation was that it likely expired just before these individuals moved in April 2024, and that there was no inspection because it was their fault because they would not let you have access. I asked you when you tried to make access, you couldn't give me times, you couldn't recall when you requested, but you did believe that you were called or called a couple times in May, but you don't know who you spoke to, and it wasn't, based on your testimony, clear that you spoke to either of these individuals. When I asked you, who did you speak to? You gave me some information, but none of them sound like it was these people. It wasn't the names of these people. You said it was another person. Then you said that you couldn't recall if you spoke to them at all in June. Then you couldn't recall, or you called them maybe in July, but you can't recall how many times. You didn't call them in August, maybe once if you did call them in August, but you can't recall, and that you didn't call them at all in September. It's now October. Your wife to come back to the court for her testimony. The court did pull up the city website to see when the certificate expired. The certificate expired in 2023, before you even leased anything to them. You had no lawful authority to lease this as a rental property to these individuals. And it didn't expire just before they got there. It says here clearly on this public city website that your certificate expired and that they had tried to come January 25th, 2020. Well, let me go further than that. Looks like it was expired before then. There was some kind of transaction in February of 2023. It says on April 18th, 2023, code compliance rental late fee was assessed of $120. On September 15th, 2023, a code compliance rental late fee was assessed again of $120. This is because your certificate had expired and you had not gotten your certificate renewed. There was an inspection that I'm assuming was scheduled because in January of 2024, this year, January 25th, it said an inspection no-show fee was assessed of $65, which means that you were scheduled for an inspection and you or no one was there to let them in for the inspection. It had nothing to do with their access. They didn't even live there in January 2024. And so that you cannot put that onus or responsibility on them. Even if I were to believe what you said, which is that you made communication with them, which based on your testimony, I don't by any means believe that you did your due diligence in trying to communicate with them about needing to get an inspection. But even if I believe that you made some calls to them to try to get access for this inspection, I would have to believe that they completely blew you off and they didn't want this property inspected, and then that you had no other recourse. And I can't believe that because I know that as the landlord, even if they don't give you access, and you've not provided me a copy of your lease, so I don't know what the lease agreement is, but I know it's reasonable to understand that you could have provided notice in advance, typically for 24, 48-hour notice, that we will be entering the property during this time. So whether they give you access or not, you are the lawful owner. You have a duty here under the law to get it inspected and certified because you're already renting it unlawfully. And to tell me that they didn't give you access and you're traveling your best life out in East Lansing while they're living in your property that's not even properly inspected, and you think that they're supposed to pay you and then you'll work out the issues, you are grossly mistaken about how this process is going to work, at least before this court. You're going to keep the property in condition before before you move them in there. You're going to get it a certificate properly issued, as well as have it inspected before they issue or move in. There shouldn't be any testimony about they didn't have any water and you had to send someone to get a water heater fixed. And I asked you who, and you can't tell me who. You don't have a copy of any receipts. You provided no evidence other than testimony. They provided receipts. They have pictures. I know you're saying that this boarded up picture is something that the window was fixed, but the testimony they have doesn't lead me to believe that it was fixed. It leads me to believe that that board was up there and that they said that they're still getting insects and rodents in through that access point because it has not been fixed. And so because of those things, I do not believe that you have a lawful right to $4,200. You had a people when they moved in, I would have abated this at a percentage because I don't know that what I see here, based on the evidence, is enough to give a full abatement. I think it would have been a large abatement if they don't have heat and hot water, they can't use their stove, there's mold. But because you don't even have a lawful certificate, I'm not ordering them to pay you anything because you have no right to rent the certificate. And then you go claim these tax rewards for something that you didn't do your lawful duty on first. You do what you're supposed to do first. And while you have multiple properties in the city of Lansing, you should be well versed on the law as it relates to how to rent and to maintain a property. And so I can't even give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. I think you need to do better if you're going to be renting around here. As to the abatement, I'm going to grant the request for a full abatement. However, you need to vacate this property within the next 21 days.
Okay. Yeah, understood.
You need and turn over the keys.
Okay.
Sounds like you're not able to shower there or live there anyway, so it shouldn't be an issue. I don't understand why people say they have these issues in properties and then they don't leave. But I don't know what your lease agreement was because I wasn't provided a lease here today as part of the evidence. So maybe you thought you were tied into the lease. I'm going to give you now an opportunity to leave the lease because I don't believe that the property is habitable. In addition to that, I have what was the defense exhibit A, and it indicates, you said that they live on the first floor unit. This indicates multiple issues on the unit that they live in, including deterioration to doors, loose hinges, plugs are loose, a leaking waste pipe, leak in the kitchen sink, loose toilet connection. It says the bathroom vent is defective. It says the window glass is broken and or missing. It says that there was a cracked glass in the north kitchen window. Window has been boarded over. This is from the City of Lansing Code Compliance. So your testimony that it's fixed is not what the City of Lansing said when they came out and inspected it. It said that there's no smoke detector. There was trash stored in the kitchen bags and on the back porch, which I can't attribute to him. If you live there, you have no business leaving your trash around there. Paint was peeling on the trim, paint and protective coating around the garage, which I'm not really too concerned about. There's issues, it says, about old water heater and furnace that was left in the basement. The smoke detector was beyond 10 years old. There was no guardrail at the open side of the basement stairs for security reasons. Some screens that were missing, some other deterioration to the property and broken missing pieces in several spots to the siding. I believe it says the chimney had a deteriorated mortar brick cap and the chimney is leaning. The city ordered that you address some other window issues and some issues, it says, to make the area weather tight and in good repair. This ordered back in April 2024. You were supposed to be in compliance by May 29th, 2024. It is almost October 29th, 2024. That's why your inspection sticker is on hold, because you've not done what you were supposed to do and you can't put it on them. Judgment in favor of the defendant. Mr. Tyra, can you give me a...
All right, there we go. We all saw that coming. There was no way you didn't see that coming. Judge Simmons isn't happy. I don't blame her. That's kind of, again, first question. Why are you living there? Why? Stop. Anyways, all right. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, that's it. If you haven't done it already, please hit that like button. Until next time, bye.
Order reflecting my judgment.
Yes, ma'am. I send that to the court.
Yes, you can file that through my file. Any additional matters for today's record?
So much.
You're all set.